All right, so we left off on our last lecture talking about the three main parts of the hurricane. We were on rain bands. Again, rain bands happen because there are areas of high and low pressure within the hurricane system. The areas of low pressure are actually what brings up that water moisture and will create those rain bands. We're going to watch a video on how hurricanes form. I'm going to post it into your Canvas account. If you will watch these, this is going to be super helpful in understanding what we're talking about today. And this is how we rate hurricanes and the damage they've done. So typically hurricanes are going to be rated on their wind. It goes from category 1 to category 5. And we know that lower than a hurricane is a tropical storm. And we also can predict what's going to happen to structural things like houses and trees or barns or anything else that's outside during a hurricane or a tropical storm based on the wind speed. So again, and we're going to go through this, and I'm also going to post this video right here, which is the Weather Channel showing you exactly what happens or could happen on a Category 5 hurricane. The thing is, though, this doesn't always happen. It's just dependent on the structure of your house and honestly how the storm hits your house as well. So with a tropical storm, we can have a couple scattered trees, some power outages, some roads blocked due to downed trees, power lines. You could lose power for several days. Now, a Category 1 hurricane has wind speeds from 74 to 95 miles per hour. We could see some damage to mobile homes and some homes of frame construction. So any construction that's not complete yet, we could see damage to that. We could see numerous trees down and widespread power outages. Roads are blocked due to downed trees and power lines. We can lose outdoor items because they'll become airborne and they could possibly become projectiles. For example, an area as large as the county could experience near total power loss. In a Category 2 hurricane, we're picking up those wind speeds. It's from about 96 to 110 miles per hour. Some effects of those winds could include severe damage to the majority of mobile homes and homes of frame construction, many trees down. Well-constructed homes could have damage to shingles, siding, and gutters, extensive damage to power lines, and widespread power outages. Auto debris could injure and kill, or airborne debris could injure and kill. Damage could extend well inland. For example, multiple locations could experience near total loss of power and water for several days. A Category 3 hurricane, we're picking up those wind speeds from 111 miles per hour to 130 miles per hour. We could see nearly all mobile homes are destroyed. So because the mobile homes, they're mobile, that's great about them, but they are more susceptible to damage because of the way that they're built and the fact that they're able to be mobile. So those are the structures that we're going to see the most amount of damage in. We could see severe damage to most homes, including structural collapses. Airborne debris will injure or kill again, so that anything that's picked up in the air could potentially damage property or even persons. Severe damage to most low-rise apartment buildings and partial roof and wall failure. Damage could extend well inland. For example, large portions of the area affected could experience total power and water loss for more than a week. Now, Category 4 hurricane, we're getting increasingly fast wind speeds here. We're at 131 to 155 miles per hour. The wind effects could be catastrophic damage to residential structures. Most of the affected area will be uninhabitable for weeks or longer. Nearly all the industrial buildings and low-rise apartment buildings severely damaged or destroyed. Nearly all trees and power poles are downed. Damage could extend well inland. For example, large portions of the affected area will experience total power and water loss for weeks and possibly months. A Category 5 hurricane is 156 plus miles per hour. It extends to whatever nature decides to extend it to. It's similar as far as wind effects to a Category 4, but even worse still, as those wind speeds pick up, the amount of damage is ever increased. So we call this the Saffir-Simpson hurricane rating scale. And again, this is the Weather Channel. They're going to go through, it's short, so I really suggest you watch it because they give a wonderful simulation for what is actually happening to this house back behind him due to the different storms. So it's very interesting, and I highly suggest that you take the time to look at it. Now, tornadoes, we're moving on from our severe weather and talking about, well, it's still severe. We're going to change gears with our severe weather and talk about tornadoes for the rest of this lecture. We rate, we rate tornadoes on the Fujita scale. The tornadoes are categorized according to wind speed and damage, similarly to how hurricanes are categorized. Here's that scale for you, the Fujita scale. That sounds wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. The Fujita scale, so our worst of our worst, again, is going up to a 5 here on the scale. We could see, as you can see, the wind speeds again, and I won't read these ones to you, are increasing as we increase in number, saying that the tornado is getting worse the higher the number goes. So we can see severe damage with our strongest one at number 5 here. We've got up to 200 or higher than 200 miles per hour wind. We can see strong frame houses leveled off foundations and swept away. We could see high-rise buildings having significant structural damage. Even with a 4, we're seeing that well-constructed homes and whole-framed houses are completely leveled. So again, they're getting stronger and stronger as they go down or up in number, down in orientation here. This is called the Fujita scale, and it's named and developed by Dr. Theodore Fujita and implemented in 1971. Again, this is the enhanced, so we redid it in 2007, but the general idea is the same. And then some fun-ish facts about tornadoes. The nickname for the region where conditions are favorable for tornadoes to develop is called Tornado Alley. Within tornado, we have Texas, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, and Ohio. The most common seasons for tornadoes to occur are March, April, and May. A tornado outbreak is when we have multiple tornadoes happening at once. Now, it's really not funny, but different about Tornado Alley is that we're actually seeing, due to the climate change and the change in temperatures of the Earth, we're seeing a shift in Tornado Valley more towards the easterly seaboard. It's still in the Midwest, but we're definitely getting a switch from the really inland Midwest to more parts of even Ohio again, and I'll show you a picture of that. So tornado frequency has increased in the Midwest and Southeast and decreased in the Central and Southern Great Plains. So Tornado Alley, we have labeled it as Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, and Ohio for some reason. We call that Tornado Valley, but that's what we just labeled it. We're seeing now, because of climate change, and recent research is showing that we are having a shift towards the easterly seaboard here, meaning that tornadoes are concentrating around Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, parts of Missouri, and Arkansas. So we are, again, getting that switch right there due to climate change and the changing temperatures. That's the end of this lecture. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to turn in the doodle notes or the completed copy of your notes into Canvas. Have a great day.